world of manhwa is wide, featuring all sort of things, like action, fantasy genres, and some awesome stuff too. Most of them is truly a work of art, but some disappoint us in the end. You might already know this, but you can already tell if a manhwa is good or bad at the first few chapters. So we search and debate, a great list that you can enjoy not only in the beginning but until the end. So here's our list of top 10 best manhwa that keep you hooked from the very beginning or from the start. Number 10. Delivery Nights. While most people avoid the suffocating pollution covering the world, delivery men press on so the citizens can get the packages they desperately need. They are known as delivery nights. The story certainly has an interesting plot. This is a great one-time read, but there are some parts that I think could be more complicated, like his service as delivery night. It seems to me that it has been cut too short. The end result is good, but the parts in between seem rushed. The characters are well developed. The author did a good job not adding too many characters so as not to distort, but I feel it would definitely improve the flavor of the plot if we were given background stories for some characters. It will make the reader feel more connected to the plot and give us more chapters. The art is not spectacular, but not bad either. Overall, it's worth checking out. Number 9. Return of 8th Class Magician. It's been many years since I blooded my hunt for the United Empire and its Emperor Ragnar. I wanted to return to my hometown and live a quiet life, as if to repent for my sins. However, you are a great 8th Class Magician who is able to overthrow me and the Empire at any time. How could I let a monster like you stay alive? After being betrayed on the verge of death by Ragnar, who is his friend, as well as his emperor, he stabbed his heart with a dagger that had time magic applied to it. The redemption I want is to put everything back to its place. The story starts out the way you'd expect, but the story is more practical and much better. The excess power is kept and the art is beautiful. He did not kill for others, but shed blood to defend himself and his loved ones. I like the character development. There is some light humor too. I love the times when the main character destroys his enemy in different ways. Number 8. Scholar's Reincarnation. A martial artist, claiming himself to be a murderer, is defeated by a suicide attack in a battle, and is reborn as the firstborn child to a local lord. Having a fresh start, a warm family, and a little sister to protect, he decided to become a better person in his new life. This is a good manhwa. This is not like any manhwa that only talk about reincarnation and martial arts, because it has a very good world building and it has a complete decent fight elements. It has a very good comedy side and a spark of romance that isn't much, but perfect. Every character has its own character and mood. I highly recommend this, though I would like it to start being more direct. Number 7. Leveling with the Gods. He becomes strong faster than anyone else, but he lost. In the end, there was only despair for Kim Yu-won. In his last moment, he was given another chance. Through the sacrifice of his comrade, his fate had not been sealed yet. Returning back to the past, he attempts to climb the tower again with his unmatched talent to fight the ancient evils and threaten to destroy the tower. For now, this is one of the manhwa that you should definitely read. The art are pretty good, the story is well developed, and the characters are pretty funny too. If you have the chance, read it, because it's something you might really like. It's like an isekai cultivation manhwa in one. Not naive, stupid, annoying, and just hard to watch main character. You get overpowered and all kind of main character here. Number 6. Doctor's Rebirth. I had been abroad to do medical volunteer work when I was swept up in a civil war. I was killed by a rebel soldier while taking a bullet for a patient. But when I finally woke up, I had become a child, and in front of me stood a destroyed carriage and a group of oddly dressed people who were unconscious. It's just like a Murim world. As I heard to perform first aid in an attempt to save every one person, I realized that this world is the Supreme Demon King, a Murim novel I've enjoyed reading. After meeting the rescue team of the 3 great doctors, I found out that one of the person I saved was the protagonist of this novel, the future Demon King, Yo Har-yun. I become sworn brothers with the future Demon King. And Baekhyun Wi-san, one of the most knowledgeable people around, recognized my potential and took me as his disciple. This is the story of how I become the greatest physician in Gangho. This manhwa is such a gem. It is so wholesome and fun reading. It has an amazing long chapters and believe me, this manhwa deserves all the hype. I really love how manhwas are branching off into other genres instead of overpowered video game characters fantasy isekai. It is a good break for isekai manhwa. Number 5. White Blood. 10 years ago, vampires started to appear naturally in the world. Stated that 1 in 10,000 will transform. The story revolved around Park Hyen, who is a natural-born vampire, a true blood who tries to be a normal person, but all this will change with the arrival of a detective. The main character is a pure-blood vampire, and they are really rare. She plans on taking out all the vampires due to revenge and anger. The art is amazing. The characters are also well developed. I recommend reading this if you're interested in overpowered main character. This manhwa will surely hook you from the beginning. And as of now, it's already completed, so you don't need to wait for more updates. Number 4. The Descent of Demonic Master. Jin Ho-kang used to be an average teenager before an accident took away his family and his ability to walk. After reincarnating in medieval China, he became the demon master known as the Crimson Emperor. When his life is tragically cut short, he wakes up back in his previous life, before the accident, with his powers and martial arts intact. All Jinho wants is to live a normal life, but he soon realized that monsters exist even in the modern world, and only he can stop them. It's honestly a nice change from reading manhwa, which are full of dramatic battles from the start to finish. You get your dose of satisfaction from the great fight scenes and reaction he gets from being overpowered. I definitely recommend this one. Number 3. My Dad is Too Strong. A scatterbrained, talentless civil servant turned as a heavenly demon. He now wished to live the rest of his life peacefully as his days in the mirroring world were full of conflict and bloodshed. However, he suddenly gained a daughter out of nowhere. There are too many manhwa where the main character wants to lead an ordinary life, but does nothing ordinary and making complain about it. At least in this manhwa, main character barely managed to lead a normal life. For that, I have to give it a thumbs up. Plus the plot is really good, so if you haven't read it, go check it out. Number 2. Mercenary Enrollment. Yu Jin was the sole survivor of a plane crash when he was little. After becoming a mercenary to survive for 10 years, he returned to his family in his hometown. This is a bloody action-packed story since chapter 1. It really keeps you on your toes. I love that the character is totally overpowered, but at the same time, is open to interactions, and not the cold Sasuke type. It's just your typical quiet guy who discovers things at a curious pace and attached to his newfound family. Everything can burn and he wouldn't blink an eye if someone hurt his sister. God of Blackfield. Who am I? Kang Chan. During the African War, he was called God of Blackfield, the Black Land God, by his enemies who were terrified but in awe of him. Kang Chan was killed in action by an unknown bullet shot from behind him. As his vision got blurry, he saw his 13 team members who had absolute faith in him getting killed one after another. As Kang Chan was awaiting death after being shot by a traitor, he was saved by a mysterious power and woke up 3 years later in South Korea. However, he was in the body of another Kang Chan, a 19-year-old schoolboy who was being bullied at the school. Kang Chan's journey to get revenge on the traitor and to find out the truth behind his rebirth begins now. Believe me guys, I place it on number 1 because it's so good. I don't want to spoil anyone about this manhwa. I'll just say, go check it out and you will know. And that's my top 10 manhwa that keeps you hooked from the start. You know the drill. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And if you want more recommendation like this, leave a comment down below. See you on my next video.